American abo Ghana police for bon abaso and no mu di juma strong omu yade na they were professional. There was a baku mienu comment bi na me say about social media anko ye amame na ne odi ni nyina tonsane so a on bom ho modern omu yade the sentence e beda omu ye demonstration so ase omu comport ho very professional. By extension, say your leadership, omo NPP leadership, and also yade. Say do a course a demonstration, no. Omo timi, momo edi omo akwemu niyama ye. Ye da sorry ye no. Yanti asemboni biya. Esa say oma yeti asemboni aya nenye. Enka yempese beti say we si ka akobo bi ana obi akudi abakobo yanti sa nyuma ni nyina. Nti Ebeda omasi omoyade. Na in a day I will go for several peaceful demonstrations over civil war.
Ghana for the winning say kayamo ena corona eto mo anka Ghana up to now ye nyina yesu $1.7 billion loss. And they say the reason is this. I know they hard, you know. Exchange reserves. First problem. Ye reserve ya to no. Mo de munchendi muntondi. Obi catch us we Professor do later. What he said, unye bibri. Ana de we no ye ni so. Enti Professor ye ni so. Ana Professor unye hu. We attempt the no. Obi catch us say when you're competent, I'll say ejuma no hu anu, ejuma no anye ni ye, ejuma no dia wo ye no enye fe. Eno ya tim didie. And so one kasa to be bia wan we kasa wo apart from Achim Sakawa no, o say wo Nana Akufo-Addo, woni we busuafo Ghana sika no, wa sheda e na wo ye wata echire e na Gabi obodi o Bumpty Ken bedi etuo e no mu wie sika no man. If we go and say this today, anybody in Ghana, Ekojina radio, Eka say John Mahama, president, Nimianomo, we, Omuna Maya Day, Omo frontier mano, and Omuye Jifua. Will it be good? Was anybody arrested? I mean, these are very serious matters which sometimes because Nana Akufo-Addo was tolerant and President John Kufuor before him, some people take it for granted.
Awusia mamenchi a na me mo akwa ba fa ombra Randy J report so na ene Professor Isaac Boadi a wono na ye dean at the Faculty of Accountancy and Financial ewo UPSA ene ode ensem kakra atudwa na ne nsem a woka nyina ne se ene wabɔ ne nsem hia pa e de ama NPP4 ewo anamɔ ana se endra oye kyerɛ ya wonom kokoye ye eti wo mo gu montene so na okokohwe enipa mpempem a epudi ekyire pa a enso so omu wie ya nte basabasa ye bia no a na kyerɛ se ampa wonom kyerɛ se wo mu bu omu ho pa free say o my Ghana ha sebe obehu toro bia nipa kuo kakra bi kase ye ka koye oye kyerɛ ye be wie na yese ka abo obi ye be wie yese obi ayese na eno mo kora ba ye headline na de ntia wonom tu anamo no kora no na yante na okoso a kyerɛ sɛ ohwɛ kwan a NPP4 fa so kyerɛ saa de we no mamu yehu sampa ka bima minka bi no wono mote ase pa eno da nkyɛn so a yemisa wono sɛ ɛde mpanti ɛna wono yɛ saa wo yɛ kyerɛ no nti NDC aban no wahyɛda abu na so mu nnua sɛ wono de onti sɛ odogo bi enu abe Ghana fo su a enya ade sɛ NDC aban wote nti wono no bibia emfa ne ho nti emfa ho ne de mo bɛyɛ bia no His Excellency John Dramani Mahama onye na adwene sɛ oba betie obi a akosem ti ono de wayi nani afri niema bi a ekoso bia na emum sa aban ne obi a ote Ghana fo sufrɛ na wote Ghana fo pa na wote Ghana fo ase a enka aban ne bɛma ne na yɛ ntia sɛ sure memma esu no mamenkɔ na menkotie wo mo na memisa de ha wo mo na menhwɛ sɛ bia metimi atu ho anamo enso ebesi nei aban no wabɔ memfi taduku ɛna wɔde ɛnenam aba bɛyɛ nsɛm bebree no a ɛno da nkyɛn so a Michael Oquaye Jr. a wɔyɛ NPP communication team member ɛne wɔn nso so watu bi di amane Ghana watu bi di amane gold board papa wɔ sika twitwiridie a afa wɔn nsase amene IMF for de nkrata aba abɔnten ya wɔkyerɛ sɛ wohwɛ kaa sɛ Ghana gold board nko a abɔ 2025 nko a no a ɛkyɛn wɔhwe ho nwi na nso same gya mfida so nenam hɔ no ma obiara mfa nkyerɛmu papa biara nhyɛ da mbae a ne nyinaa no na kyɛ sɛ yɛmfa buo biara na anidie biara mfa mma Ghana firi sɛ sɛbi yɛdwene sɛ Ghana yɛ ɔman paa kadeɛ kɔ so no saa bere no kɛndisi aban de nkyerɛmu aba na nso so ɛhyehyɛ to ɛna yɛde nanam hɔ yɛnya adagye no yɛntie mpanimfoɔ yi nsɛm ɛnɛ wɔn mo kan wɔ Peace FM na yanso so yɛmfa bi enye adesua wadaro ma mesere sɛ obɛ like me video yi di ama me share afei nso so fo adwen kyerɛ bra yɛn nyina yɛnkenkan bi ne yɛntimi sua de ne adwen foforo mfamfere mu nkyɛn
democracy under attack
say no de ne kwan ano no
is democracy under attack
yo be bon komo yi first of all me chia with you for nyina na Friday intino obianya ready for weekend while be spend day for family why so obey there obetu kan e be kakoye there say yen so no na ya kan na enra minia democracy democracy and attack demonstration crofo no
we pa
massive turnout no madam for be and I'm in the program be say no re e Sheraton Hotel now or share we no so crowd no or say Allah and I'm saying Jesus wo you who say yes I'm out for any break now so democracy and the attack here can one say me what is the problem, what is the issue we nyan tokwa ade a ye chechire mu say President John Mahama ne wa ban sana mo handle ne may be de enye papa na me kire o ne nti a me ka ne sa me start on the angle of Dr. Baumia recent appeal ya chi obi say we didn't attempt nti ya chi na to no Dr. Baumia say Mr. not in my name I have a tough skin I can handle it. It was not a threat in my life, to my life. We a free speech. Munyano. Ena yamano koe. Na beshe minyano ubi wokroma. Ena Dr. Baumia ono beche police yombe. Ena criminal way na way omo kanje omo pa na say na ndisi mu ninkai on. Some of you are not students of politics. And now mu bi no sisi na mo ba game no nti mu ntiase. But let me remind you. The first reminder I gave them 2010 mo amuni efi kakra no be kai ma me friend edujensi and okoka President Mills ansem President Mills told the police to let him go and omujano the second one was John Kuma kana on guy 2011
Mekaiba
yeah Chief John Kuma President Atta Mills I say not in my name let there be free speech because that time no then the criminal libel no had been passed by Nana Akufo-Addo as Attorney General under Akufo into President Mills there asumdwe hini on pese ade we ba be koka na be we sa no into no se winje mu na sa asumdwe hini nso de bia me de bo Dr. Baumia abaso ya boni din didade ba me se chia no asumdwe hini Dr. Baumia yo bia sa ne academic background to say Atta Mills sa ni peaceful behavior to say Atta Mills say na oye ni niema boko oye man of tolerance a man of peace yen nyina ye hu election bebre say it went against the NPP or say I did it for peace so you can make all the argument you like against the politics but at least peace ne there yen him said the man is a man of peace just like Atta Mills before him or see Yenyano will be coming to President John Mahama at this juncture. But let us start with what is going on in this country at the moment. President John Mahama, enye onona breso ena nieme bi ekoso under Nana Addo Akufo-Addo as president or say or a clearing agent. Enye sa ne kan okroma. Na clearing agent wo dia mo ba ya nole prosecute and Crawford 7 one time go home NDC for nyina mo case ya drop ye wie yen so madam said in a case ya be ka ho nsem so no ya drop. What is the perception? Because you see, corruption is not just about corruption. No. That's why they say corruption perception index. The perception, if it is wronger, then we see say it is going a certain way. And so what now we say or be a clearing agent. Mudi my super clearing agent no. Mu wie yen so mo say unanimous FC. And I refi. See Ghana judges unanimous FC. Now then let us look at the Sedina case against the Wound to Me case, for example. And no man Crawford be bring so both. And it's mainly in protest of the Sedina case. Because you jelly Wound to Me, yes, you are protesting by your call demonstration. What is the issue if you look at law? Law is simple. Your direct evidence, your circumstantial evidence. Direct evidence, direct, circumstantial, on the balance of what? Either beyond reasonable doubt when it's criminal or on the balance of probability. I don't know scale na kwa kakrie bi pe. Enti cardinal kra me ne wo bon komo na me pesa me dey kra kan quick. Circumstantial evidence ye can under criminal law no. Criminal law there no beyond reasonable doubt. So it's not even just the doubt must be there. It must be beyond it. Not just say we are looking at, for example, social even jury trial. You are looking at about 95% because one person pay the same trial. And only want to answer. What is the case here? Madam Sedina, no conversation I will be able to say now. Mami misa because na say there obi a law school ni bia mumu bi no lawyers ni be card na patwa ko bi.
Pacho there bi.
Unko yet because they be na won so do the aka ho.
Pacho there bi menyanko.
Now, direct evidence is simple. Sedina case, direct evidence. Money taken from Maslock account. The record is there, direct. Money given to the rural bank. Evidence is there. Money taken from the rural bank. Evidence is there. Receipt signed for receipt of the money. Evidence is there. No evidence of the money having been returned. Evidence is there. Direct. Go to Chairman Untumi. Yes, say, I own a piece of land. I ask somebody to go and do coconut. Nipakron say, no, you asked me to do coconut and galamsey. And no, circumstantial because there's no proof that I gave you an assignment. You see, usually an assignment, it will have what we call the terms and conditions. You said, I said. Now, when you me yakra no cardinal. Me de say, so kona okoye plea bargain. Obi akoye murder. You say capital punishment. O plea bargain into no, ye capital punishment if you. Maybe I amount 30 years. And now say law no a life imprisonment because in every country there capital punishment. You say okay 30 years no, you bet so to 20 years because you testified on behalf of the prosecution. But say wo okoye mining no. Wo machines ewo ho. Wo workers na ewo ho. Wo obeka say landlord no e dey bie door no ma me na me kokun nipa no. Na de obi e door no ma wo no aye onu ni fie no. Wo kokun nipa ni wie no. Wo de akofi a wo di fufuo na ono obi e door no ma wo no. Eno kra eye circumstantial o. Ono no enko dem 20 years. Wait, what be that one? Where do you go and hear such a case? Ghana for they are wide awake. They are seeing say, oh, so under the tenure of President John Mahama, no, they are super unanimous FC. Because no to me jeans to me super unanimous clearing agent. Now and they better no. Yes, he said in rather no. Or no appeal no, we win it. How? What is that? Now on no appeal, is Uncle Fie. If any see a Supreme Court, yakoye. Look, we are not children in this country. We know, say, so we be now no be catch them and say, oh, there Godfrey Dami and a start here. What are you talking about? Obey, so be the paper ever to her. Say, this is something I want to talk about. And no crown evidence in you, but what the emphasis are. But in the meantime, we are fighting extradition. So nobody has talked about the appeal. And you come after the extradition to now deal with the appeal. How do you blame the person who existed when the thing was lodged? Under what logic? I mean, Ghanaians, ye di agro na say ye di bibi ye di agro kroma. And ye hwe ne entiase. Atem didie. Obi tumi ka say Dunso is back. Ya chi no. Baba Amando. And then Isando. Ya chi omo. Nobody knows where they are. This is what we are talking about. Under our constitution, ya chiwa 48 hours. You must be handed over to the courts. The courts have adjudication jurisdiction over us. Not Yoko. Yoko to me chill and share baby MMR bail. No. I'm found court. Now court will decide to remand you or to give you bail under the charges and under the circumstances or the proof of flight risk. Ebi akwa we die. Se ujana. Obejani. To say Madam said in adie. Enim say ono ankasa we jani da. Into oyo bi kra usually no court no be kra be say even if you deserve bail, we'll still remand you because what your history no we a flight risk. Edi na nsi wo kroma. Na NDC force e den no we tukapai. Ye ni krom ha e na yan kasa yan president ebie na no e ka say Nana Akufo-Addo ye achim sakawa. Ana yanti wo krom ha. Imagine say Nana Akufo-Addo be bie na no aka say President Mahama any nebusuafo e ye gonja sakawa people. Anga krom ha ye beda. Ye na obi bie na no say yes ye di Mahama 10 friend no incompetent and Atamils Professor Doolittle. Oh, maybe I want to Prof wa men ko that mistake. Obi catch us say we Professor Doolittle. What he saying is say unye bibri ana de we ye no ye ni so. Enti Professor ye ni so. Ana Professor unye hu we atem didie. No. Obi catch us say unye competent. I say ejuma no hu anu ejuma no anya ni ye ejuma no de wo ye no enye fe. Eno ya atem didie. And so one kasa to be beer one where say wo apart from Achim Sakawa no wo say wo Nana Akufo-Addo wo ni webusuafo Ghana sika no wa sheda e na wo ye wa techi e na Gabi Obodi o Bumpty Ken bedi etuo e na mu wie sika no man. If we go and say this today, anybody in Ghana ekojina radio e ka say John Mahama president ni nuanom we omo na ma ye den omo frontier man and omo ye hwifo a will it be good? Was anybody arrested? I mean, these are very serious matters which sometimes because Nana Akufo-Addo was tolerant and President John Kufuor before him, some people take it for granted. What do you mean to go and arrest people and to be putting people in the dock for saying Dunso is back and that kind of thing? Yeni kroma na 50 kwete or say President Kufuor gold the work Ghana heni na no wa kosesa gold bars from Bangkok yanti kroma. Your friend will be saying no one patch or say oh we the political talk. One kasa obi kwachi no. NDC you don't know political talk in this country? You don't know political talk? And you go around today there obi bien na no ape na makoso no mu na mo ye de mo pe me rent is there with that because na papa kan. We had 17 contestants in this country going to stand for NPP in the year 2007. The patrol kai now. Then I said
Akron for 17 no.
Yes, I say Akron for 17 and they Akron for penny and omoka koye.
David, I say Akron for 17 koto abai Akron for penny.
Akron for penny.
Sabre na munye nyi Akron for penny.
Thank you.
Na Akron for 17 na.
Thank you. Akron for 17 eko yi Akron for penny. Insulted everybody, insulted including my father. Who say Akron arrest obi? 7 Akron for. But we know it's political talk in some cases. And most people who are serious will look at the men of substance, you look at the hackmans of this world, and so on. Can you just call him an ordinary thief? No! Unless you are doing cheap political talk. So that's how people look at it. But Mudia, you come and say, Kitwebia, Munkwa, Mutikwa Pai, Namu Tietium, Namu arrest Obia. And in fact, what they do, Sir Madam na come on 1 year, Obia Nimno. Adeta Kumi, I'm telling you, I'm saying they're arrested. Me, I'm saying now.
Adeta Kumi, madam.
Ah, me, na me no. Me name young man, so me Kumi ba, me name the and the man mommy, Baba Amando, about me see, I think 2025 March. Now me share and I'm in the dinner. And I'm not born common and man encouragement. Do the work for the NPP. Next time I continue. And that wouldn't mean Ghana politics without mentioning Baba Amando. And we are seeing, say, what they are doing is harassment. And then about Kochiobi, now they now call Yoko. Unreasonable bail terms. Unreasonable, unconscionable, and trying to use it as punishment, which is against the law. You can't use bail as a means of punishing somebody. Now I command Obi bail. National serviceman, who in bail a man? 800 to 800 million. Say first one 800. And on about 600 million. And
about 300.
Why? And the man was in for 8 months on just bail. Sir. Etienne, Sami Jensi aye born in say gold losses say abano and son na me hwe asem no mu no me so Sami Jensi mu a me so ni mu a straight me de akoto Yoko na mama me hwe na ne sika no or 1 billion na me say 1.10 billion or 1.50 billion me say 1.100 billion or I know me say 2 billion and one say me sika na be to so na me jail no be 1 year sa ne enko no krom ha. And now anybody who is accused of something, I was say a man only a chrono the opportunity to defend himself. Yeah. And one say Bosemka, they say, hey, and then ya chill into self power she has a build the crass and the court. And if I chrono them all this time, why? Now me just say NDC for be who say a problem. Obia who say a problem with NDC no akasa so a hypocrite or nyachum. I didn't make us. Now, Alessebesia, our condemn is Adiano. Haruna Idrisu, our condemn is Adiano. Muta, our condemn is Adiano. Omodia, free space. They are your colleagues, oh. And they are your junior colleagues, yes. But they are your colleagues, President John Mama. And you know, so, yeah, they are now, I say, Pontius Pilate. Media me Roman, sir. Media me who say, yeah, boy, Yesu, Ascendia. Now, media, okay, is he the king of the Jews? I don't know. You know. Because we know what Dr. Baumia did, we know what Atamils did, and you, John Mahama in particular, cried, you named you to me here because one Muntie Tre, I be Mubo Mudino. They threatened to kill and to murder and to rape a chief justice. That's why they were jailed. Omumpo, what you come on pardon? Mr. When we be for speech of threats to life, ye jail Kromha, Kufo, and I Kufado, and Atamils. And now runnings, I command pardon. No! Only John Mahama. It's on no dear Nasono at the form to say Abwa or Tia be Bia Pepe, only near apostle. And so you're chiching Crawford when you know any papi. And Kawo president, dear him say, you will come and say something. Because one, ye know ye name, say ya ye see Casam ye say. And Pala Erin and Ka be out their own review. Now what you are, oh, shall one cash there. Now ye be frown and Carifu. And so now Carifu, I frown and not just worry, Nankanibio. But Usubaya would the Tiwa and Kwalaneri Nanka won Casano. Sa Nankarifu behavior no. President John Mahama. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Look, tell your people, rein them in. Tell them to stop it. Because there will be repercussions in the future. Look, some of us, we are doves in our party. But remember, every party has hawks. And you can't allow the hawks to take over. But if you allow your hawks to take over, when we come to power, our hawks will not listen to us. Dr. Baumia Krabekano, by the time Dr. Baumia took my pet, no much should I as I know. By the time Bebano, now Dr. Baumia, not you know, sign a Bessie Ghana. No, Obia Bibi and your papa. What we have to do is simple. One, the rule of law will work. So you invite you. You fat Rambo style be about you. Yeah, the choir can offer at a fee. A two, Nessa Mano, near Belfie and Ajo, 12 o'clock to say I'm Roberts. Near your share mask. Now you're about 12 if you know. Who call your Waku Yidi Pakronaba? Or say, hey, come to the police station. Or say, Maba, blah, blah. That's all. Obviously, Chamaun to me. The first way, or call the police station voluntarily. Thank you. May wrap you up here. It will be a Waba police station voluntarily there. Eden Aujano or Kwapa now the cars. I got crossing. Now I'm crossing. Not matching. na Rambo style arrest this animal no President John Mahama the entire yakoto sa intosio koko enra ne say yes say enough is enough. Ghana needs to go through a process of the rule of law. Wo President John Mahama one thing and Crawford can all the time, even some of us in opposition oh President John Mahama dear won't say he's a nice man or kasaye or first time no now this time our baby dear who ye nyina no amaye himself from immediate three behavior up to now dear President John Mahama encheye intijai please you are the president, control the country, let there be peace and let the rule of law work.
Yeah, I'm saying no two ne see nra ba ko na ye di ho komo ba ko si ewo yesuku your university yeah memorial
Prof no ma no so kakra bia ka ho ama
yeah memorial service
okay
yeah papa yeah we say okay memorial service ye ni nnuanom 8 sebe helicopter crash no mo ka ho na ekọ na wie no mo interview ba ko ne yere na ni ref ni din yi na osun yi na ne raho na o kan sen bi se na ni da so ne sen kan ni kru wo ya wo wi anka edigalam se ebe kwa wiye nanka odana mmere mu no obehu se saa ko a enam so no hwere na ade nyina no yenya ho akwan a abo man ye ko yanim ifa na ni scenario ho sa tiefo na hefo na mo saa enyuma mu yesa di omo tie ni so no mo hu obra obre ne ma nka me say okun yebenya solution to the problem mati wona wie na memra dia ode ma say medi hu komo democracy under attack na demonstration hu komo na yedi na American abo Ghana police for bon abaso enomo di jumason stronko omo yade na they were professional there was a baku mienu comment bi na me say ba social media anko ye amame na ne di ni nyina tonsane so a obom ho modern omo yade the sentence e beda omo ye demonstration so ase omo comport ho very professional by extension say your leadership omo NPP leadership no so eyade say do a course a demonstration no omo timi momo edi omo akwan mu eye niam yi ye da sorry ye no yanti asemboni bia esa say oman ye ti asemboni aya na nye nka ye pese beti say oh we see ka akobo bi ana obi akudi abakobo yanti nyuma ni nyina nti ebedo masi omoyade na in a day I will go for several peaceful demonstrations over civil war. So unipa enya kwan kana asem unipa enya kwan emfa ne onu tin fa ntodwa e kwan fa so or express na enye enti meka say a peaceful demonstration there say NPP say NDC you beka say obia ntimi nkobi na eka wasam no obi so NTB na insan odi to dwa no na e was say obi ko demonstration na obi ka say bi e hana e was say obi sano adekodi a e hana a odi ko sa demonstration na uyu so where democracy under attack HSN democracy under attack HSN na o kind of bro beka say your government there is school kakra some years ago but sure say when institutions and norms are bypassed that protect the citizens are bypassed and offense under attack a kwine any enyoma ye we asetremu no a wo ye timamuni no so because oje afi nsem obeka say ofa hodie oni biem when there are no checks and balances obi atimi sori e bibia keke o kasa ni achew oka we ni abefa akọ na obisa ye man ye ho say oman enum ne ye kwa ana question say we bisa no ya kire mo yie no bisa ho say oman ne ye hu ana ebi ni oman mu na o hwe ne minority for no NPP for no yeah now for document on present here ne almost statement almost can be for social media arrest of individuals yachicho almost and be to her for on even accountability to say won't me asam say me nyaye or kan ho asemi say ye won crofo a o man ye hu say omo de sa galam say bi na yachi na kwese ebisa ne say nkrofo e wo ho na omo so ye bi o man pani ankasa akasa na so e no onum sin nkrofo no bi wo ho a sa nyo e bi omo ye bi na on fan to ja well so
we say we'll not kid ourselves. We know how people are doing it, and also
and to say a proper statement I feel ho if you know ne buy so kind ye so one canisana the important lesson is say oni ojidi say krofobi aso ye ho a omuso ye bi intema krofo gina so by demonstration ade ba kwa me somebody gina so removal of a Chief Justice former until ka enyoma de boma enyoma be 9 and on the koto era man pani anim say ye hu say we ni we ekoso nti esrewa for nasi form na kai mai ya meje de say so man wo pani a show so na bibi nkoyia wo kwan say odo ha akosue no sa obegia tum sa onjin tum ebi si emretwom ebi so si ene nti enye different thing altogether na se ma san crofo kwan no mo express some will in this way eboa maka bi ma meka bi aban so ekonanim na yen share the gravity of the issue we have na obeka se ye koyanim no ye koyachi kohani esi ye mre bi atwoma enye bone ye example even in our field is data points to do analysis but ye chiana and no problem yen hwe emre atwom under this same decade yenya insult on our social media platforms meti hoyi ye chen kwala de there won't be any occasion meshe obi kutupa sonko de paniatem enye bida no matter how the issue nete me san chabo frasa onko de paniatem da because enye so ya kwala so e pani enne mo fra bai o the camera sinanim na man audio o man platform ye feel anim ba nyina insult ye man pani e wo twom ko irakufado ye dinatem krem me ma history kakra ye no common song be a buyer say kumna na do my say me no say and that's so hodia yo Mr. Niles OTV ewie sabe ne rekra waka baby ye ko fa ne sabe ba mu ye yira Mahmoud Baumia e janim po bi yes obi o ye Muslim sabe ono nsa ewe pork ye de be kire bankrofo ye di atem and we have had deeply inflammatory and personal unchecked comments in the past then you know chomko yan famra yera mampani out here konya iso ya dinatem ya kan bia kire no ye de fa na busia ne enua Ibrahim ono akasa ne personal life nkrofo ka bia kire no wes me kas me kan bi wo ha enua enyefe na asɛm a yɛbisa ne sɛ yɛpɛ sɛ nyinaa yɛstate no foforɔ a ɛkwan bɛn ɛna ɛbɛfa so a yɛbɛstate no foforɔ ɛhɔ na hia me nea ɛtwa mu yɛankyekye sɛ ɛkɔɔ yɛwura mampani mahama no n'abusua yɛankyekye ne bi ɛkɔɔ yɛwura mahmud baomia ɛne nana akufo-addo so yɛankyekye hwɛ yɛdi muslimi mpanimfoɔ atɛm imams asɔfoɔ revered religious body leaders yɛ chiefs professor doctors kyɛ sɛ yɛsoo mu a yɛtetew nam ɛka gum saa nea ɛwɔ mu ne anim yɛka ma no ayɛ ɔyɛ a wote fie a wote wede yɛaboro wediam yɛde bi akyerɛ wo we sat here in the country yɛde afɔre obiara ɛnɛ wobɛkasa koraa no a wosuro ɛsiane sɛ yɛbɛyɛ wo enti sɛ kasa a yɛkasa de di nkurɔfoɔ atɛm deɛ ɛnua mensosɔ so menkasa yɛda na mu yɛpɛ sɛ yɛdraw line a how do we draw the line ɛhɔ ne hia me how do we draw it yɛdraw sɛ mekasa na anko yi a ɛkwan ɛfa so a yɛ invite me is what we are talking about mekasa ne ma no pa na anko yi a hwan na ɛfrɛ me si ɛbɛfrɛ me a ɛkwan bɛ na ɛfa so frɛ me si ɛde me kɔ asoɛ si nkɔdi ma asɛm a ɛkwan bɛ na ɛfa so di ma asɛm yɛsɛ mentua bail a ɛkwan bɛ na ɛfa so a metua saa bail no ɛyɛ bail a metua a menyɛ sika ntua a ɛno nti yɛde bɛkɔtom for good these are nnwoma a yɛbɔbɔ so na yɛ adeɛ a ɛme sɛ yɛdraw line ɛboa ne sɛ saban pɛ sɛ ɔdraw line a which I agree in any day sɛ ɔndraw line nyɛ atwa mu ɛkɔ aban de ne policy by ɔsɛ resetting agenda me so mu ɛyɛ so resetting kyerɛ sɛ nea asi nyinaa no ma menkɔ na mempepa menya clean slate na memmɔ mmɔden na memma nea asi nyinaa no ɛnkɔ nti yɛmfonsoɔ bi in the past ana ebibi na anko yi a sesei na yɛbɛsa sɛ ne yɛsate no yɛkyekye nkurɔfoɔ bi gu mu a yɛnyenkye ɔmo yie ɛkwan ɛfaa so a ɛde ɔmo kɔɔ asoɛ no anko yie the rumble side kye nkurɔfoɔ no anko yie a ne ɛbɛyɛ resetting a ɛwɔ sɛ yɛ ne proper resetting ne ɛma nkurɔfoɔ ɛnya saa afahodie na sɛ mekasa ne ɛsɔ me paahwi ne ɛde me kɔ gyefo ni hɔ na menya lawyer koraa and that time bɛ na ɔsɛ menya saa lawyer no bill ɔsɛ metua condition bɛ na ɛtaakye this bill ɛnyina adeɛ ɔsɛ di ho nkɔmmɔ nti ɛpɛ sɛ ɛdraw line a mesɔ resetting agenda mu yie m'ani sɔ ɛyɛ me dɛ sɛ aban aka sɛ yɛmpepa ne yɛasi nyinaa yɛdi ɔmampani kufu atɛm yɛdi ɔmampani a wɔtwa mu akufo-addo yɛdi Bahomi atɛm yɛdi ewura Mahama atɛm even a vice president yɛdi n'atɛm obi biara ahemfo bi anya ne hyɛ yɛbɛyɛ den adraw line no conversation ɛka nyinaa no weyɛ me sɛ ɛyɛ yɛka biara how do we draw the line yɛyɛ ne yɛsi deda no deɛ ɛna yɛnya resetting no ne yɛsi dada no a yɛka ho asɛm yɛdi ho nkɔmmɔ no yɛgu so yɛ bi nna deɛ a ɛm sɛ ɛnya hu yɛnim ɛnya nkɔ baabi a ɛnya nduru baabi a yaw mede bɛsi ha
mate mede ase papaapa ɔse ɔde bɛsi ha sei na yakɔ yɛnim kokroko dwumadie ɛne waso egu so a wotie Dr. Samia yɛ wɔ ha Professor Isaac Boadi na kasa sisi en kabo also e wa say ko de now sami time kakra na aka no me ma emo 5 minutes patotio 5 minutes
okay
what's the Bank of Ghana is kanwe
ade omsi sika bi ayra
pa
okay
ma to go da boka basa
Me da se so amama.
But I say we here in 5 minutes.
I will do that, but my for 1 minute grant say the prof kind be. The TN say o man penye gina be bia nka say. Ne party for ye galamsey. It was an event organized where he met labor and I say it is a cast across several people, including media men, traditional authorities, some politically affiliated people that cast across both parties. That's what His Excellency the President said. And I want to put that on record. As for the remaining part of the winning the Prof, we must create an exception. As for insults there, both parties will be our two political salvos. But we are talking about direct threats to the life of the president. I can make mention of two people. There was this one lady, Camilla, and another one, Minat, I have read about me about said they make categorical threats on the president. Say make it categorical threats on Prof for life. I mean on Dr. Baomi, I mean so we must create that exception. As for insults, nobody has spoken about it, even though it's not good. We all condemn it. But when
was
we
it
talk
President
about
just a minute. Was it President Anka said on one in Kofu?
I can read the text to you. So this was published by Modern Ghana.
What if I play the video for you?
Where you can say this is a publication by Modern Ghana.
And I'm saying beyond the
I don't have a problem. But
what
I'm
if
saying
I play the video for you?
Why am I 5 minutes? Kadna Mamen Kasa. Ole Mamen Kasa. Mamen Kasa. Kadna Mamen Kasa. Mamen Kasa. Mamen Kasa. Why am I 5 minutes? And so we are Kadna obetimi abo. On the BOG issue, mpanyinfo say a control eka kom ho dia enye nene hyase if you break on 4 pencil. The NPP have decided not to read and deliberately decided not to understand what is going on in this country. Enye nene first time a Bank of Ghana
eboka
enye say eka we the information that what I read is a BOG spends 13 billion cedis in forest markets. Records 22 billion cedis loss on. So let's even start with forest market.
22 billion
yes,
in gold.
There's no problem. The domestic gold purchase program now, and then this in the chassis, almost chassis boka from 2022, but because of how the program has been designed. What I say in 2024, almost boka 5.4 billion Ghana cedis. They didn't even get us the needed gold we needed. On the forest issue, no, in 2022, Bank of Ghana boka $1.9 billion. CCA, me no say, all the back Ghana cedis is over 20 something billion. In 2023, Bank of Ghana used 1.1 billion. What it means is that Bank of Ghana, operations, they sell dollars for cedis to banks. And yes, and I've seen many senior NPP people, including former legal counsel to the president, take to social media and demonstrate ignorance on this matter. If Bank of Ghana does intermediation on the forest market, how does it amount to so be a discount? And the Bank of Ghana international, when they have been given the mandate to say they are in charge of monetary policy, they are in charge to make sure that the city does not depreciate beyond acceptable limits. They are in charge of making sure say inflation is down. Now they have reserves enough to allow them auction some of their dollars for cities to banks. Say they are importers. Pesika koto niema fiama no niaba omo koto fango IPP sika na aban tuya. How does that amount to say Sikabia rent says can give it to the Akosi school dying and Oquaye?
Finally,
meanwhile, in 2022, the Bank of Ghana did the same operations.
So finally,
in 2023, they did the same operations. And the Bank of Ghana operations on forest markets now, and then we say 13 billion Ghana cedis. And your Bank of Ghana Sikayedi, a Bank of Ghana, and no more auction of dollars on the markets to banks and on cedis. The same thing happened in 2022, Mabubacho, 2023, Mabubacho, 2024, Mabubacho. To what to say? Obi Kabibi say Bank of Ghana Akodisi Kebia. It is out of sheer ignorance and lack of education on the matter. That is what it is.
Mebra Penny Bako Hello FM. Your friend King Edward the Slave. Also I'm watching.
Me jeneso.
Also I'm watching. Now I'm watching.
Me jeneso pa.
Okay. Gabo.
You indicate na ombo video ne.
5 minutes.
Ombo tape ne.
Now I saw video no boy.
I'm say mo anjo.
Gabo na wo abo. Yeah, my family will see.
Quote, and I quote. Or say, I do not kid myself that our people are involved in Galamsey. Now they,
our people.
Yes.
Our people near the Our people near the way.
No, the people know. Oh, can they? Oh, yeah. Challenge you. Secondly, Dominic Ayeni asked Yoko to investigate Abanga, to investigate Yami, Anameboa. Did this not happen in this country? Has Yoko investigated them? Have they arrested them Rambo style and put them in custody and given them 50 million bail? Have they done that? And no can say now no I had to say 4 legs good, 2 legs no good. Sa animal farm situation I wo mu Ghana no. And no tin e call demonstration no. Nti mamu farm home because you be born in life. Me do to my crowns is here. Na all can. E nyina yenim. Yati yapa. Okay. Now that we are not going to kid ourselves according to what the president told us. You will come how? About Oquaye minority. Just a few months ago, we told the government, say, there's a huge loss coming. Now, I'm very happy, say, Prof, no, way an area. Into no kasa or bekaka or we will say, but what kind of country are we running? You see, loss no 22 billion cedis in 2025. Unprecedented. You can't there are ways of having losses where you use it for a certain way. NDC for say, look, reserve and build your tour before gold in Victoria. Yes, your person can move at the end from 14 to 10 and give it to you. But in the long run, it's not sustainable. So you need sustainable policies to be able to do that. Now, me say any NPP neka, any NDC neka. IMF almost say the Bank of Ghana's Domestic Gold Purchase Program, DGPP, and the references here, DGPP.
Someone am the buy.
Yeah, the buy and then they say
mo in 2024.
But mo yeah the buy now.
Mo yeah the say
credit. Mo say Ato is forcing.
Oh, bunya
is forcing.
Ade a wa boka eko.
Bamia is forcing. And the munya no to na say Bamia is forcing. At least then now we will take the responsibility and fix it.
Now you know say economy not
because oh no, but don't worry, I'm coming back to that economy crowd me ba because Ghana for the winning say kayamu and corona eto mo and Ghana up to now $1.7 billion loss. And they say the reason is this. I know they have exchange reserves. First problem. Reserve ya to no. Munchendi muntondi.
That's what it means.
I had to say, oh papa,
begin to pull the brakes. Begin to pull the brakes.
Oh yeah no. Almost say another one. Cost driven by service fees and discount. Now, our service fees need discount. No, why no more yes, our discount. No, now why would they share chira or more trisikebia or moodia a crisis? When you know your near man, IMS or Mekunu say, sa $1.7 billion loss. No, and ya dear Ghana. And because of the way say we know is tied to gold purchasing and also small scale mining. Okay, I said President Mahama say small scale mining, you know, because of its contribution to the economy, we cannot do anything about it. Then he even added, say, no dear, that's under Akamba and Obino. So omu bar, omu ye gold, galamsey niyama ya chi omu nyinaa. They will release them and give them their tools. How can such a government now come and tell me that they are doing NIMOS to stop Galamsey? No wonder all they are interested in is get the gold from Galamsey, get the gold from all other sources, give the worst discount, which we have complained about, and Ghana will lose 1.7 billion. Martin, you will answer for those questions.
Martin, may I say, Prof, for 5 minutes, Namenko.
Yo, Nana. Assembly a toho emra by Basel 2025. Na ifiti January, February, March, April. Any who say sikabi era or mining dollars ever into the system. Dollars ever into the system. My exchange rate are now be 15 to 1 cedi no to $1 no. Let's sort it say ever form. A buyer be drew December na call 10 cedis. Any mania the term ato is forcing so be kaya. A chese obon homo den san say cedi na ho de no a pager over the dollar. Enti meka say we have evidence to suggest say forex market stabilized. Your first cedi na holding a pager. Inflation above form. Forex reserve, international reserves are costro. Until Osha syndicator say who say a pager. Now question be say and yes sir the policy worked or didn't work. It worked. Now, question is, could we have achieved the same economic indicators or outcomes at a lower cost? I be born mine na. A ho na nkoma ye di ewo. Na ade ani start here na it took Oquaye NPP. It took few people from the minority camp and the IMF to come and tell us say use the word a footprint. Say I buy you footprint of BOG, you footprint if you marketing him. Allow demand and supply any ejuma to determine the rate. You can say ye intervention, BOG intervention, also there be or ye intermediation. I did also a tier sense so directly involve yourself in the market. Intermediation, intervention. Open so force na seed no ojina na stabilize it. Intermediary entirely different, but sometimes shifted goalpost. IMF one kasa oh yeah intervention and no intermediation. Na oshe eka ya bona yaw question ye bisa ne say BOG na sudie say or intervene and not or intervene. Yes, we have said this several times. And asudie or womra or say or intervene on specific issues in the economy, market failures, ability to control inflation. Inflation I jay no na eba from kakraka. Although na wasro. Ti obisa sa question yes all right to intervene, but any routine work of a central bank. So all the time you discuss a real economy, David. Unless we have critical issues, I was say yeah juma and son of it my side no. Benye ye number 1 million, number 1.5. Ne konanim ne ko edisa ko si say I me beka say no ade a we edo nyene eno ha bebrel. Yam pamwa ye toa so koyanim sa for some time. I share a report be told you who say eka ya boni na eka no anodin. A pushy Bank of Ghana amana konya negative equity. And yes, a BC but the scale economy and your routine work, I was said central bank, oh yeah, all the time. Your mra, intermediate side interventions and all. It's an intermediary. Now, and no one here who say amount minor 1.7, I think 1.7 gold purchase agreements. Policy about previous administration, you and run locking out of international markets. And run import oil and ne bo cost bebre. Eco room. And no carry a cabeda. Now me checking my record. What's about 400 mil at that time? You see, a chum all the way. Now, in soon so I saw a woman, and you say you recorded the huge negative equity. I call that figure. In soon so I saw back on say, I buy a very recapitalized central bank. I'm our flow to bond. Our market.
Yeah, 5 billion.
5 million. So when you sika, their mom assume. Now Adamson son so honey say, yo, Ankran Juma a pesika de ejuma. But a buying say human a court market, the same market.
Prof, you have 8 minutes.
Akoboro.
And then Prof times 1 hour.
Oh.
Prof no unwrap your plan.
For the same market, Akoboro. Say a near year.
Be a chair 1 minute.
Young hot market, and this are human and copay loan and financial. Tavasa Ubu Humanico. Business will not be able to develop. Share last indicator from Bank of Ghana. And that's our last point. Summary economic data. The confidence level indicators. Drop it. The latest figures by. It tells you. Say, Ubetima koso kwa kojisika. Now, Kona say a buying war marketing. Now, so Bomubia. It's kind of back on. You want to do a man.
Buying.
Maybe.
Kana. 1 second. Prof say operations now Bank of Ghana, you know, and Ama Bank of Ghana. Say you do negative equity, but Prof. Can okay. Some
one amount that time now.
Oh, make a patch. One
at
the moment.
Nana, what do you mean, come out here? All right. Nana B, a national organizer Edema NPP. Now, Osanso, an aspiring first vice chairman for the party. And Nana, Yamoiko.
Oh, are you cool, young Marina? And not a Kokumi who was announced Wakangana for Yabrimi Humpa.
Na, and Dra, say, and Koma, Kosono, and Crawford say. Nana B say obet me aye adwuma say and nana ye hunu ye enten nkan no ni ade minim so what san komo ni bia
oh any papa could be pe na na martin sa because adwuma de ya ni papa pe men kan je ni papa be ba ko pe na me hu
okay oh yeah bia ba ko na wate but you see party ni wa ban mu a me imagine say party ni wa ban mu e bia wo ye adwuma ye hu no. Because in Crawford expectations in the demands na na e was soro. Ti ase ebe opposition e fe no bi ehu say say na bi oye adwuma say na bi oye adwuma. And so adwuma wa ye no
you are I know the legitimate observation and Crawford but ye nyina o men je say e bia ankonkra ye nyina because me kai say chief justice system we and so say pay by say we there ne mohun be mi nsande and me kai say youth wing so yeah demonstration is I know so no but this we here almost said look Ghana for every and some shomubo entesukoko ewo entesufita wo bi enum nanso no entesukoko wo bi enum ye jai ne entesufita ntu say enna na nkofo ani abrepa and that is the mood now. In fact, the NDC can decide to downplay what happened yesterday. What happened yesterday is excess and for both NDC are buying. And I know na a person, my president, Muhammad Ibn Sabi, a car or 2 years in now. I do not think that the legacy of President Mabasu Jawo, our president, the president, our bar, Okon, so una wa bresono, man, a moment can be a memosi ni trust and would you no man ye basa. The need is a some of the soldier or mention. Now, by ya, NDC for Mujina quarter, ye do much some mobile now do 2 minutes, you know. So, Munina, Monco. Munina, Primunjino Unibank, she can even 5.7. Yashre, Esicano, $200 million, and Vancoye, Yuma, and Vancoye, snakes, 70 million Ghana cedis. Okobo 271 million Ghana cedis. Nansen die said na yi odwane ya yakokofa na ba eno so be 90 million Ghana cedis boom. But asem no kokofa NPP ni ho a na no troka ya ne basa. Ya omo ye me momo remind ya kwetiti mu. Mu di ni hu di se azoka obokan se oboku minority leader. NDC committee also boku anodon pre boku minority boku me. From young country and so there come up with in Transia elective justice. Yana for both. Then one day, Miss who he beams as a Ghana force half far. For each issue, SR can some food for cracher by. I had a lot of people are not more granting to visit Casafa that I'm seeing. Honorable Kosaka saying the nearby Kangaram seeing one some giddy. Minimum go for almost so many abromo can cook and some. Minimum go for no many abromo who can electricity in water bill at Equum. Minimum go for no many abromo who can petrol any a cost so among Yuma, quiet basa. Minimum mocas and no boy a ding. It's almost far. Sarah or each ratio at the community to a buy. A buy can decide to downplay it. Yeah, because one Ghana for Nedum Como. So we a how you come. I may add more. Our next place, Kumasi, will announce the date and everything after a regional elections. You know, they will announce it date. You know, they will call Kumasi. Yet, Makasa, we a one of they shall say, we need the air and you must say, the moment they are going to have series of actions. Yeah, the Bakasa, the Etia, Abani, and the Maponia, Sabi Oye, Kogu.
I see. Or assessment of Andrea program, no. Security any bibia no obeka se bibia ko sene na mo hwani manam.
Oh yes, in another room. It was good. It was really good. The sha seeing no so we share baby ekofa ya the petition ko jubilee the nanti be fa you kunsu gina ho and also team to sukoko the chairman one that any you ko se kwan mo fa so o mo chinchim Ghana mra etieti Ghana mra so no time and yet two be as a money bill, 800 million, 100 million, 150 million, 55 million. I mean, bail conditions, no, they are not meant to be punitive. And you say they should be so. Because we just have pet. That's in your kind of say, who did you say the partner after the internet? And you more winning, say, Magana Manaka said, all persons are presumed to be innocent until proven guilty. More than the episode 10 said, all accused persons are presumed to be guilty and they must prove their innocence. No, that is not law. It was I don't know if this means like I said here. Then of course we at the park. Name 1 cent to President Mamma Huye. A bassa yet to know me, say, Monachan on Fatun, it's not doing about Cabiano on fee, no way and adio. A bassa up at Sargano and a pet, or yet to think some. And he is a idea was a President, and yes, sir, he will go down after just 2018. As one of the worst presidents are to defend democracy.
You say more, yes, some of the petition ever called Chief Justice war. Me hold ye na me meduye, maybe Shiam war, National Theatre. Eti, my ye who say a honor the coye, now more the coye no, omoji ana, a BM ye who say ye who a video, nana ya jantua. Any honorable Afenuma Ken and the Deputy National Youth Organizer near there. What actually happened?
Chief Justice General Judicial Secretary Beji Bibiako Kama. And I agent Hadiano, or the Namunasabe, or can someone in him say, or sang Afenuma Ken, Catherine say, Unubia, I don't know, as one so much petition. When you watch a video now, any fan or sang a cancel Unubia. Man, who saw cancel baby? Exactly. So say, I'm nobody. And I don't want to do tribunal one for so a canism. If you want to peddle your own propaganda, do it. But in the video, we will say, we're a major main political party. We just left office and penifoni DNA. We think our back should be a delegation. But see, I'm nominated to Unkwa Sabra, a Babajano. It's improper. If I make quite a also can't say, because in the first demonstration here, stand up in the budget. Yes. Second one, I'll see if you're in the budget. Now, other demonstration for and also no Yakwakofa a presidential staffer or no year Juma or chief of staff office. Maybe I mean who is a boo. But in some of can say or some here can so nobody it is not true. It is a pure lie or no one didn't run our person or didn't propaganda be fast. Again, correct. It is you and all can say any and after your man to Muma, there be in your fire your deputy national youth organizer. Or something a man who say we are not happy no. And my petition is Sandra Sarkodien. So not Sandra so at the man say and on swing. In just one kind of boy and you know correct.
I see. Ebiana motion numbers now I see a creative baby to divert attention from the demonstration itself.
We quarama Jumadi no trend. What the no ya no kwama Jumadi ni di no. I don't mean I said you can once a minute. You also bring the matter to the table I be discuss it. So what he did yesterday, Ebemaya can the moon was something in a me as other corners once. And you know you be on the onwana ebebu ede abono. And it was massive, it was very successful. We thank everybody Obibia Mudombo joining here. It will be BRC. Other parties are almost sure Qatar said they are joining. It will be BRC. And it was big. Watch out for the next one in Kumasi.
Before say President Mahama no more the petition man Kranoa. Wabu Niaguna Sum se wonti. Tied Mudia petition Munkin kind enter Ghana for what Tibi no so the Bayajuma on fine. One fine Yajuma. The final decision no ever Ghana for him.
Because in the moon, semi Bian and Penifuna can General Secretary, the Judicial Secretary, or Ponoboa Secretary, and or Sahin so about you do you could also sign so Kasai or no so can and seem be in fact, Yamiam I've also granted a lot of interviews. I can't seem to be a abuse of power in this animal. Yes, in the public crowd. Yes, the cat and not to. So Munya, Messiah the best and the most. So we have also sent it out. The petition on the you can decide not to listen to Ghanaians and it is okay. But you say upon the Budano Ghana for so now you almost say Ghana for to me ma was among them social media Casas no Mumunipa and Mukanko Poma Casas but Emra Mabu when is go after I say hey yeah Emma Mama you want to all of them that kind. Not a thing, me, I mean, number one move, my friend. I can't. So they can decide to downplay it, but we know, say Ghana for both food are buying, then Ghana for think to Sokoko the Trabang.
Nana, yada, see, you say, I say in interview to Dona Beba, until yet, say, Obi, now, Oquaye, a party for a near Bemwebu, a boefu, a way and yet, we are yeno, and draw an embassy peer by no, a dear in crunch, and now what they were say NPP for going forward.
Oh, in fact, I'm not saying how can Yama who say, no question Omo Aboto, no more quite I express it. That is why one off event. I ever was now message will be answered and to no boss and follow any thing. And then Yamencha, the police station elections, every constituency do one we a Kaka we were told even we can be and sign the following weekend how could regional elections. We say, Omuma a libre any of the council Emma party. We have a GB any campaign now in 2028. Yammy at my baby.
All right, Nana, yada se pa Moiko, Moiko Crofabo abaso pa Crofabo abaso pa. O se emwa da se send the t-shirt so t-shirt when you be a so so I make caso mohopo or t-shirt so anye pon abebo no nchen na dia ko. And I that's an pay Yamika. All right, I was here Henry Nanabuache Esquire, Donald Friend Nana B, or your NPP national organizer, or aspire to be the first vice chairman of the party. Any technical. That's the brand. No, some more aquaba. I'm a percent and you mono. And you are question your born you we. Then you may have there be a metambo say not love song. The man of fire or your friend acquisition swat. To ye man, or born you mono baby man NDC for omo opposition no and NDC ba bam we a few moments later it's less than 2 years and you na you so as relevant as say ever
and titi am titi NPP for say ya dey buy you the same thing
and you know I say and then obo you
template ni da dey ya atam dey
and mami Sam Eric and Eric na on sense su ba ku bi na tie phone pay attention to and you know lyrics a womb because obono abel NPP wa ba mu say oditia NPP for that NPP be 8 years to abem and this less than 2 years and you know is so relevant than say you can't help it animal farm no refer to for the first time a judge atenasi can say we are in an animal farm and we are not equal before the law. Meanwhile, so constitution no can say we are equal before the law. But yenya judge need to akunya so catch say we are not equal before the law. Again, ampani ampa so somebody yoma yi omukrofo nyina and the HTMP before. And the judge ya say Idi Amin. And I all celebrate to Ghana. Into a person say ampani no also ni Idi Amin.
Say apepe no aka.
Judge so tron sem pa.
Say Idi Amin
Buman. It you know guarantee you freedom of after speech.
Idi Amin.
And I bring your judge no can sem pa.
Can sem o mama no. Oya ba na be ma. Papa. O can sem pa.
O can sem pa o. O say and say man pani mahama me eche no say wa friend Idi Amin.
Na so na di adwuma no ma no.
Sa.
Na no akopa
ba say e wona o kan ko be me abeche.
Amom say me o mama adwuma.
Ti judge na throw in ruling say president ni Idi Amin say eche no. Eh.
Ochina baka se metimba bi na ade nipa no ba se kwan bi ase mefa no ntum nti onu susuro nti aye ayidie no ya me idie no bi wase mo ye mema mo fa mo nsa kame se me ye galam se
sa
yo mama no dim
na aka no atum
ya me se mo ye mema mo na mba kire kwan mo fa so a mo nya sika di win 2024 election
say na efiada I do fiada so as
intufo ene de
Eric de safa shim say ye mo da mo fan shim onabo Clement Wilkinson onabo Clement Wilkinson onabo Clement Wilkinson na ti anti ranka
just like animal farm justice mean inequity so justice who go say the truth true justice on a light but justice true justice
ododo na onye ai into obonyum we di tia Akufo-Addo and
the dey kokko
ai
omina ya ifo
krobofo ma na isi fo ni sale fo so na nyum we onim nipa ko production Prof Q
Prof.
Yeah, Prof Q production.
Yeah,
Prof Q and the Bia will be Yichia Papa. DJ Francis said, and then the birthday into your opinion monunti, and you. DJ Francis, bruta DJ Francis, you be do home. That's them. Maminti we on the demonstration and ye kon nkrofo bebre bisa wase and ye na ye hwefo na etifo ase because jumedi edi wo ha no nkrofo aniso na nkrofo nso epe bebi ebedu bia no nkrofo hia yen na mo bisa awudu ye kusi awudu mahama na kusi awudu mahama o se nkrofo bisa mase nkrofo bisa mase nti awudu ye tiana endra awudu e de me fa kwan bi so
ni se mi huni se na mo press wo ho no
na unim endo anu ni esi ye me godon nam ye ko na se nkrofo bi di achi na mo ye ko papa ho ko papa ho ati me ye nti azu kwa na yada no yani na mo gina na ko nyim gina me se e de asem o se o se nti ne papa no nti so nko ne papa na me se godon jama ko fa ba bi so dia me yehum na wo and 7 so it means that you're okay so tan also
me birthday 9th friend director Aduma phones adum Opsi Sambra Hotel nchi omopa na me ba kuma NPP a tradition enye frefre kobot say NDC na amisi sankrofo ma no dem ko ni na mu na nsan ya omene ma munai no
amafo enu magu asu because na amafo especially internal ya no na omofo say ebe die
internal ya no
no manya kwa be dina na bi atem
na nyame nso de anti said dasani ena enema akokama
onu za nyumi tisa onyame tisa da se
da sani ankoti se da sani anka insuring to da
general de amanfo
obujumani so da bia me kase John Mahama NDC for na party no ehia mo no sabana na ankasa we ya NDC ni abrantia na ba na unya president ya bedi e wa NDC no na MP abedi no NDC no mo ankasa anche John Mahama na utiri mo po na mbem because ogu NDC no me say we da bia me ka so John Mahama ogu NDC no say de kwa me nkume gu CPP ni pepepe e na John Mahama egu NDC enti se mu fi say wa chechire MPP fo ntimutimi mu da ogu party no enura demonstration no ama asma me kan no abem because we ye na bin say obechechire MPP fo na wa break MPP front ye pese egu MPP nyanya one party state no mo huna ahokeka enura MPP ma e de ba demonstration die John Mahama eye no se odi egu MPP no wodi hye MPP no den se obi o ye MPP ni bia hu se ensem hu na John Mahama adi no ese ye kan ye hu bom na ye kombaji tumi na yesu ye to amusu wure bi na se ba ye do mo ba to mo se o ye de bebu man yesu ye ba to mo wure bi na se de o mo de ye MPP fo no ya wo mo nso ahunu bi enti so me kan no na kwa me nkruma na adwen se o ma me nchechiri nipa UP fo no me chechi wo mo de wo gugum na me kan krofo ankasa bo ehwe mo yam se obi ni bakrati fie nya koka kwa me nkruma ho asemboni a akrati mu ko report me yakochi no te se de John Mahama eye nne yiri no na office o de begu party no enso enne sabre no e mas UP ni ye den CPP na gu UP tradition da so ho enti John Mahama de o ye no a NDC fo empanimfo no muntimi nkan kire no no me se obagu mu party no enche kura na ye nyina timkwam mba ba hwe me na me de me bo abre me MPP fire de na bi ani ni empanimfo a o organize sa demonstration wi o ma ya de na minority leader de nne be kana asema wi wa kire se woda edom kuma bia eya kitewese na enya dodo owura because mi hunu country a omo ewo parliamentarians a abano ewo two thirds a minority no akata omo so se Ghana de ida because se womo ko parliament ya omo sorry a wutie nsem omo kan ye tintom kodi ho nyina ne so mo kan ye na de ni de nyansa wo mu a wotu se MPP for Kenya sasem esna this man majority for na omgu parliament no omakoye dudu owura NPP ni sore awo parliament na o kasa wotu se yes enyansa fo nie upon groma o sore so o kasa na omo ho so woni a akofoforo abafui Gideon Boako we asafoje sami ewuku menshia south MP chese wo kan waja hwan MPP emrantie ne mamba mo parliament o ma kire se NDC ye wura emfa hono o mo number bebrebe about 180 sesen no se yakase ya hwadwuma o mo ye ne parliament ya MPP ena eye adwuma ni nyina wo hono na ye asawe nyina na yanya MPP fo bi o mte akire so mbeboa NDC amomagu MPP ame ka kire o mo se wo mo nsese o madwene no momom ena o mo ba yira free system no mu MPP ayekuma pema pembe ba te sasante kotoko mo ye ne dan muntumi nse no because party a empanimfo tena se adwene ye nipa bebre tena se dwene ye ansa na o mote any party nipa ba ko be ye edi tuo ba gi o man boss so na on person obefra konya so nti odan no hu duadwumfo se wa be ye civilian into ono so atin political party no and me no de na wa hoden o Ghana for nhye no so say by 10 years time 10 years NDC be wo by name ti say the CPP wo by name no omo be yira ti say the one word you no bie fune ntutuo no etu akoro no ntimodi milika chechire MPP fo atu me ka kire your Miami NDC for chairman want to me will become the chairman of MPP national enche election when one kobia me say the next election chairman want to me be national chairman one MPP mo de mo fan san ba bi nso nka
o ka say election when one kobia e ma me bi wo tesa no benya problem ano pay me ko no ho asana me ba o se yen ko fa form o se ono o wogidi o hu se chairman want to me be contest the upcoming election
something no ma say that
I'm told say lawyer for na file appeal a motion for bill no e dey amano pending appeal into e be ready be film diaba for the first time unanimously party no we to be the be history say party no unanimously the can appoint a Yoko boss for Dr. Bawumia even before say Dr. Bawumia ba bem tinano mi share Dr. Bawumia catch say doctor party for no here be a TD party for kasayete and the party for no edikan appointed an Yoko boss for you in the person of Kwame Bafo Abronyi because party for no for say on do betimi aye and say appointment no a unanimous party for ni 90 andra onabo afenyo mark na kasa we Yoko animu no what you say party for no ginase ho ATM say Abronyi beba ho and this appointment in the by consensus say Abronyi is the next Yoko boss. Yes, I share demonstration and rana ye twem bank ba community free bank no na grofo bi o inside am say hey we dey hu bi da na me say aha mo be ka no kre ti endra Ghana for e ba bonten e be tin tesukoko e de kire mampani John Dramani Mahama ene na ban ene kwan a omo fa so ebu men no ombeti entesukoko e kire aban no enti afedie amanfo are visit news amo anomo ka NPP egu no omo ahase revise news na mampani kofo asemo kan no no kre mampani kofo kan say power can trick you and the power can trick you no one hwe yi pa na wadwene ayo say one in 2016 Nana Akufo-Addo a record say winning presidential vote by about 1 million. We no and winning parliamentary 169. It was overwhelming. In the NPP before it removed by 4 years time. Na presidential vote no swatted from 1 million to 500,000. Now parliamentary seats were swatted from 169 to 137. Now honorable Esiama Adaroma eka kwesi ntinko a anka fomina yelusuye. And so honorable Esiama any party mpenefo Adaroma honorable Kennedy Japan NMA ora Andrea Siama edni seat be kan NPP ho na NPP enya slim majority na obi enko parliament abakwasi mu obehu say it was the most destructive parliament ever and NPP are buying in penifo be kan okura e ka omo born sa parliament no ho no never not in the history of Ghana e bin see that e ka NPP are buying e bo was sa 8 parliament no ho no and a hang parliament no e bin see that now because of sa hang parliament no any decisions any never be a call any atwetane ade akointi and the MPP bedu baby MPP adri and today the NDC is in government and when ya 2/3 majority of parliament and now where we need presidential about 57 or 56%. Enti na amadwina e omo say ya really Ghana e dia mom as a Ghana no matter shares majority omo ya majority shareholders enti no Ghana no ye dia chomo ya omo dia na mpanifo say we refill krom hini menti a o wira odwaba ase enti say we nya fill hu say ya pa kokoboro nsa na ne yire fi akroma na di asema ba enti yira mahama eba aban mu yi eniema oye nyina kire se tumi no edidi ni tirim eno na komam ade mu yeto abawi ape NNDC for shase oye supreme leader because no wanya overwhelming majority and essentially winning presidential by a big margin ampa na nani je supreme leader title no ho into person man legitimacy into buy no and obey chief justice nadi and odini pa obey the bidding e de buy na nkanya sa omaimo eti enkrofo bebre commit a lot of offense e de etia oman no ebi ye awudie ebi ye monato ebi ye nima kese even causing financial loss to the state anyway bebre na ho but chief justice court no e kwa ahomjie mu no judge for me nu ni odi untumi asem no any one other judge also amon trans no mo de omunya adwuma mo kwa ahomjie mu adwuma be no mo ya Hanan Edubu ahe Professor Miya Kumfinum gift waranum NPP 4 cases and judge for NPP 4 cases wo mo ntem no ensem no omodie chief justice ne say we issue warrant say mo ko legal vacation inti omuni asem no omo pentem dia in a state of ambulance e de san microphone akotum because Ghana for shall say comprehend say ora no e faili enti in the quest say ye betimi aye bibi da actually say ora is working no mampani be catch I think last month or so say wa direct chief justice ne say omunye cases in tentem enti because of that no chief justice say obi anim Ghana bakwase mu say edu sabre ya na court na kwa homjim you say emergency cases na ya pa judge fo bia chance case da hoyi. What is the agency? What is the agency in this case? Enti panifo a ye mra no omunya nsem no ena mo kan say the wheel of justice grinds slowly. Enti wheel of justice no it grinds slowly. Ba man pani Muhammad oye in a state of ambulance or pentam atore sabe omu hu omo so mo ye ni opponent na tamfo no watoro mo so yire enti ode emimsam anyi nipa bonesam ena omo de eye so gidi before some NPP for beto abana ye fa wontumi ntum se de be ye wontumi megina e wan NPP abato no muti gidi ena make say re chema wontumi akwakohye nso enti eno ena nkrofo ka say democracy dodo amamuo aye de kaduma min kabi ena eye no ena NDC bayi ya sin trust because democracy no e was some institutions or some pillars and or some principles are democracy na di adwuma democracy na adwuma eye no e be separation of powers and judiciary no eye na de enko judiciary no eye the same arm of government say president and parliament but ene NDC abai bayi mampani Mahama ayi the head of the judiciary free ho edni favorite akosi ho se be obey ne bedin edi amano ejana wa form emu nyina no mum ena ene ya abuse the rights of a nipa eti Ghana memu so today okasa na wasama obeka no enye mampani da ana ohwe animu anu animu nya ne fa omaye chew ya chew ena obaye ya lose count of a nipa ya chew for speech any pa because of speech no ya lose count or I can't count any longer because me ade be chi bia na ya chi obi ade be chi beda na ya chi obi na ya maka ho asem a say ya kwan e fa so kura chi nipa no na hu so say ebetimi de oyono e de aba enti endran NPP for kwa abonten ekoye oye kire e de kire NDC aban no e ka kire ne say ye to abama no through the ballot box se omra na omebu man wanye ku wantu aban angu enye tuo no de ba aban mu na mum ode onam eye elections so eye Ghana for ye tumi ene de kwoto aba ene de yi no eti onyai se o huna Ghana for onya say o intimidate Ghana for onya say o kakasabu Ghana for kasabu asomo yem no Akufo-Addo say I prefer a noisy and mischievous press than a sycophantic one. Mampani Mahama de onyaya ankesora no pani eba radio so say a Mampani Mahama yanye udeni uye boy JM yanye udeni uye boy Sina media phone nyina ne ye to nwuma no na civil society for ne ye to nwuma no eno no pe but democracy nyanya ne sa eno ti kra na ko parliament o ka say the minority will have their say and the majority will have their way. Now you have your way. Judiciary you have your way. Parliament you have your way. Executive you have your way. And then you want to also take control of our say. You have your way. Nobody is competing with you. And man won't say more be supreme that. The person you be out the mrane ye. And now a Ghana for kasa keke. Kasa keke. Kasa keke. And no so no o suppress Ghana for kasa cancro for kasa boaso mu yem. But you see, where sir? And then for sha say e di asambeba. And na judiciary no Ghana for gidi omu no all time low. And to obi nya asama or prefer say or beto snap atonkosua no atonk adwa kan odi akonsuma ko bodua said your MC ye no. So MC you know e wo gidie in the judicial system ankoka so na bokwasi akwa ntoato no so no anko de beko court na court no determine asem no ya value evidence no ya determination by na judiciary no Ghana for gidie wo mu no e lower to the extent say Mampani Mahama ono ane MC wo da onya oni obi nya asem a or prefer say to snap eto nkosua eto odwan de ne consume ko bodua obenya justice than so the beko Ghana court. That is the state we find ourselves as Ghanaians. Or that MC yes o to garam say ne MP say adansidi ho or say there be me court no me nyini because just in the court na ye no me nyini ti me gidi say me per justice e patent dia e say me to odwan e to snap kan e de consume e ko bodua enti na Ghana for e prefer duabo to say mbeko court. That is the situation we find ourselves. Mampani Mahama. Enti na Ghana for e kasa kire say macho no edoso. Boy se ne ya to di Mr. Jailer. Enya de papa edoso. Enti macho no edoso. Macho no edoso. Ghana for se jan. Na masumdwe emro manimu. Na men krofo eni nyi wo mu manimu. Na ma emebu freedom emfanyo majuma. And the Ghana ni bia, I am telling you on authority say Ghana ni bia o Ghana memu bia no. So be kasa or the ayamusisi ne kasa. And now be tried on Facebook you say otre ekan ansan we post because oko post to ye beche no. Ye ti aye kasa yi da bia ye busuafo ensuru gudem. Ye nafofo ensuru gudem. Because oba ha oba kasa yi krofo suro say oko kasa ye beche. Enti da bia no pa eba ha be kasa yi enkrofo so no egudem enkrofo obusuafo enanfofo da bia na ye tufo na ye frau munya abotre munye sei enti na Ghana fo suro si ye be kasa. No wonder say civil society for ni asofo nyina ayedin no krese bi won ma ya so ma funu mu de ba dodo na so ayedin because of nema ekosunti na entra demonstration ni course no yenkote a yese aban no NPP party no insensitive adenti a manebo amanu mu wuye no afini ayedi o mafe na NPP aban no insensitive nti omo ye demonstration. Look, let's be honest and let's be fair to ourselves. Omanebo amanu mu wuye no afi etwem Ghana nyina including NPP yie etwa adwo wo Ghana because na tragic de ejomo kwan fefefe ya tsana ye ho ase afinie defense minister kra ye ntimi appoint bi afinie o na MPP for say wo tiatia ye fa ahudi esunti ye ye kira wo say insensitivity na Mampani Dramani Mahama na ne wura fini ho ana na nu ya na nsuo toye won kran ha sei nsuo toye na ye hu bida na nsuo toye na eyiriye abatan ne ma na yetedan so na besi na me no kasa yi enipa 7 ayira ye hu omo se nsuo na twema kwose pumo se nsuo no tie na akato muso asi omo ye nim enti besi na me no kasa yi enipa ewuye I think omo ye close to Central region any Accra ni boma about 40 people 47 okay 47 people na ewuye na mi enso ayira beti na ye hu omo ba de achi ya pe na mampani Mahama Shefita ono yire any vice president omo Shefita ejina Jubilee House tonyomo sase omo ye Thanksgiving enti Prof shase bi sase nipa ku omo no Thanksgiving ye anase eden a yakoba afode bi ene ye da ho ase anase eden a ho den ho Thanksgiving ye anka oyono kase sa ato oman no a esaka mampani ye to abese no na mampani issue statement ni ye fra kuntunkun ne koben no na mampani abofita ade mu asemi si ye oti wiem semu eno ye say ya fum eno kope baby time ade ache na obo white chief of staff abo white jena no poku ajman ono ye bad time no oni abadaye ono so abo white professor na ye ma melodina ono so abo white ene ye kwakwa white handkerchief ene ye ni say ye hiu ni ye sresre ene ye tunyomosa eno de na mampani Mahama onye insensitive na mo NPP fu amo ye demonstration after a year ene o mane bo amabusuafo ye tuntuma gu afra fufu no eno mo na mo be ka NPP for insensitive fa no kra to nchen na anu ya kra kumase kwan ayese mo nya mo se mo nyi enipa 21 in a single day enipa 21 endo ametisa na bika Jubilee House entimi mpo issue statement Jubilee House mampani Mahama wentimi kwankọ ne X ana ne Facebook anko tro say ye mabusuafo yakọ mampani Mahama anase philosophy squachi entimi mpo anko social media anko tro say nipa 21 ewu akwanhyiamu ewo Kumase kwan so no ye mabusuafo yakọ wentimi anye sa insensitivity ben ene sense ade wi edi ade biom enti mampani yasre no hwasema nipa 21 anomodo mo nya yentimi identify so mo ya NDC for hwe last year enkola dunsia tukwan ewa eho yen fa agogwa na obogu I think obogu ena enkola dunsia ni nyina wuye look it took media for and you take it on the NDC and sana sie din ketia ekoho enye sanka binding point issue statement gender minister when timimpo issue a Facebook post enti NDC for ba yi mo hu se enema omo ye nyina no omo nko omo hu ne hi omo se NDC for ho de a omane bo amane mawu omo ye NDC for and ye beja defense ministry atu a fake cry appoint obia because omane bo amawu ntia but se enkola dunsia wu obogu a ye issue statement ye nkawe se ka akwanhia si nipa duenu baako FM wu in a single week a ye nkawe ekwan susu no mo na esemo ya maye madwun se monye nti akasem bia krasi wo mu a ense ye de hosombo eden ye de hosombo ebomo ye besina ye nka ho hwe ena nsu yiri nkrofo ensusu no eno susu be si ade echi ya ape mampani abo no fita wo se wo da nyame ase nti abusua se ibeye yo se enye yo eto jimi ne wa enti mo bia meka insensitivity asem and more bia meka so be insensitive because ye ka insensitive padia se obia oni abadaye oni timano ni atenkama ni padia na de yewura John Dramani Mahama onu na ada na de pefe se oni abadaye ni tima eni atenka e de manipa me yakwa pictures ni bi e wo demonstration ase ndra emra ewia de video ni bi ebeto aso e de mamuti yen rolling out ye hwa pictures a e course ndra pictures se the whole AC ATM nti mo amantimi anko bi na ndra mo anya kwan ansoso antena TV ho na wonhwe pictures no ebi nti we ye enkran emonten so enkran monten so ena monhui enkran monten so ena monhui enkran monten so ena monhui nti mo hwa be unse ndra ganganto demonstration pa na re na GNDC for some a daisy omo panti ndra ma sase afi push narrative say adentina onabo afanyuma kan aka say on fa petition enfa man na ya janto a and if you almost shifty focus no they call. But these are the pictures from demonstration at course. These are the pictures. Tibo say ampa gangantua demonstration pa andra nye easy yen kobi. Edi ekokoshe senya enema ekoso nipa ebaye enyasem ketwa kra enti mu emu mema enra mi hu panifo bi ma panifo ene papa panifo bi a otim so mfie kwa ni mu na ye kra ye mrante kwa na ntia yinti ya ni abre na hu se papa fo ni mamefo yi ni enamu ni ani abre a ye tintesuko kwa akira ban se onyai ma ye ko ha video ni bi na ye hwese dia na ho esi e charge fine ye ko Okay, so Andra, whole video ni be and I'm here, but my minority leader, Honorable Alexander Afenyumakin, Kasaka Krama, Yinkoti and Miwi and Aminqua Homana Somra, na Inkudi Inkoti or Sahene, Ekasa, and Rodin Sembi Tuja.
28.
All right, so minority leader Honorable Alexander Afenyomakin ena muhu no matinin ka so endra we demonstration e course so ewo enkra ha NPP for lead the buy no by but so you see for the first time unanimously party no we to be the history say party no unanimously the can appointed Yoko boss for Dr. Bawumia even before say Dr. Bawumia ba bem tinano mi share Dr. Bawumia me catch the doctor party for no here be a TD party for kasayete and the party for no the kind appointed and Yoko boss for you in the person of Kwame Bafo Abronyi because party for no for say on do bit me and say appointment no a unanimous party for in 90 and ra Honorable Afenyomakin e kasa we Yoko anymore no what you say party for ginasi or ATM say Abronyi beba ho Abronyi beba ho Abronyi beba ho it is appointment in the by consensus say Abronyi is the next Yoko boss
na nachia me fosu ewa homa no so na enra ene afepepepe ya aban panyifo yes omu bedi dwumadie bi ewo boase efa gold ho a omu helicopter ebeti to ewo ho na krone so ena ekoti toye na yenkobusa no se after afe no dien na akoswo ho enra mete so omu koye amamre ne amane ewo ho no na yenkobusa ho na mpacho omu achi ho
Yajo Penny.
Nana, we dear, Mr. Namabusaso Hotisen.
Oh, yes, I don't. And I'm on Pie Boy.
You're the Yamia. You're the Yamia. See. Where the young Kaya who a yow. Finie and then ra. Ya, a room shame. Ya, born from maybe a better shame crew a ho. Na nipa bayan watching ya no mutimu na actually warm and qua. Na mami muso afinie no mami musa se mo amwo sika man nsem ne siye no ban hye mo bo bebre ahodo bebre menim se na akwakosie abetime di ne bo hye no so ode ma mo no
yo min ya me pacho me da se ate sa dia wokan se dia ene afepepepe ena to renchem koto ya papa no ma ya mampenisma wo mo mkodi adwumaso wo Boadi Fofi Anto ata the forest kese da ha